Let's talk about us for a moment. Let's talk about how attorneys process information and what you can achieve by being strategic, organized, and intentional. Your clients and your referral networks are your wealth. These are yours. This is why it's so important in the other sessions we have on engaging client outreach and building and cultivating your referral networks to understand, as I'm doing this, and let's see, I don't want to get in trouble with firm administration here, but they really do, they're yours. It's a personal connection or a personal relationship that you have. I mentioned in one of our other sessions that attorneys, the ABA reported that attorneys work in their career an average of 4 different law firms. Those clients are probably portable for you. Certainly those referral relationships are portable for you. So understanding that, wow, as I build these out, this is kind of mine. If I'm going to work at 4 different firms, maybe you don't, knowing that that is wealth that you're building. It's not a one-off. You're not just doing one little piece of work for them. It's a repeat referral relationship business that we're in. They're yours and no one can take them away from you. Also, and you've seen me mention this before, when we're talking about business development, I'm going to tell you a short story here, that your business development time in implementation, but also time like you're investing right now in yourself, can be valued at about $2,000 an hour from this one story. Working with a partner, she wanted to do all of this, and we did do all of this. Part of it was working on her business plan, and she was identifying her goals. I want to be better at getting repeat business out of existing clients, more revenues from existing clients, and I want to improve my referral networks. So we had these 2 goals for her during the course of the year. When we were looking at the things that she did during the year, like most of you, I go to 2 different conferences. I helped write a newsletter. I go to this trade and industry group quarterly luncheon. I go to the bars monthly luncheon. We added up the ways that she was active outside of her practice and the billable hours. It was around 100 hours. And that might be staggering and startling to some of you. And I know when I do the business plan with people and we go through that exercise, wow, look how much time I really do spend outside of the office, if you will, doing this stuff. But most admit, and we realize, it's kind of random and ad hoc, kind of, that looks interesting, I'll go do that. With her, we made sure, look, for this coming year, the newsletter, the conferences, the lunches, all of that stuff is going to be focused on those 2 goals of yours. So she did that. We did that. She tracked her activities, she tracked her time, she tracked the revenues that came out of those efforts. And it was around $100,000 that she generated during that year that came directly from her BD, her business development activities. We were staggered. It was cool to see. And you quickly do the math and say, wow, she's generating $2,000 an hour in revenue from her business development activities. I'm saying this with you because you're going through these coaching sessions, you're kind of scratching your head maybe about the investments of time that you're going to do. You might realize, I've kind of been all over the place, let me get more focused now. But you know what a really cool value of this realization is? Sharing it with the other people at your firm. If you have a couple of partners or you have a practice group leader or a comp committee, you're at a larger firm, and you say, here are the things I'm going to be doing for the year. Here's what my goals are. Here's what my business plan looks like. And by the way, I heard that, it might be possible to generate $2,000 an hour doing this. Or say you've been doing this for a while and you can point to these clients and these matters came about because I did these things. Man, they will be carrying you around the office in a gold throne. It's the coolest thing to see. And to realize, can I generate more revenues by doing more hours? This is me typing on the computer. Sure, you can try to grind out more hours. But what have you spent your time doing this type of business development in a really intentional manner? I don't know how many of you bill at $2,000 an hour. Probably not many. Let's talk about us for a second. When we're getting ready to organize and do weekly actions, we've got to kind of come at it from a new perspective. And I say finding time is not that hard. And attorneys like, well, are you kidding? Do you know how busy I am? Well, then we have that session where we review during the course of the year. We review how can we carve back or take back 15 minutes out of whatever you're doing during the week. Getting over procrastination and paralysis. I've got in the takeaways, you'll see there's a lot of great information here. It's pretty straightforward. Tricking our mind into not doing what we perceive as fun and getting our mind to do the things that we really want to do because we're realizing our goals. And that's where we want to be, not on TikTok, for example. Realizing our attention span is around 8 seconds. Down in the middle there, realizing or you must have a weekly system to keep yourself on track. No random acts of marketing, no brief spurts of activity, but small, regular steps. Like I said in that last box there, it's a huge relief when you enjoy this new perspective to know you have a system. I know attorneys, let's see, how do I say this without getting in trouble? Their bravado or their ego or their pride is like, oh, I know what I'm doing with business development. And then when we get to a one-on-one setting, they share, I am kind of all over the place. I'm successful at times, but I sat through your sessions and I realized now I can do this so much better. And actually, you know what? It's going to be so cool to be organized and be intentional. No matter what your level of type A personality is or social skills are, just however you want to approach this for your business development, take a breath, pat yourself on the back, bravo, because you're implementing something that's really straightforward to do. When we try to set up even a 15-minute session, like your very first one, sometimes, that's so difficult. I don't even know where am I going to get started? What am I going to do? It's too much. Okay, I offer this to you. Do a 2-minute starter. All right, I'm going to get out my worksheet. I did do the business plan. I kind of didn't finish it. That should be one of my first action items. Okay, let me just spend 2 minutes doing this like Doug said. I've spent the money, I've spent the time to go through these sessions. Let me give myself the chance to succeed. You're pushing back against that attorney inaction bias that you see there. I need to know it completely. I need to be an expert at it before I do anything. Not really for what you're doing. Being okay is okay. And let's not let perfect get in the way of good enough for what we're trying to do, especially at the beginning here. The best way to learn is to take action, to do or not to do, eliminating wasted time. We went through this in the business planning session. An attorney's found and shared with me, yeah, you know what? I do waste a bit of time doing this, and I've been spending time here, but I'd rather redirect it to what we're working on here. So wasted time or redirecting time. Hey, when you find out that this might be worth $2,000 an hour, suddenly everybody leans forward and pays attention. Goals are important. Gosh, should I go off on a tangent here about law firms and strategic plans, and they come up with a set of goals? We're going to increase profits per partner by 5%. We're going to open an office in Beijing, and we're going to add 10 more attorneys in the coming year. There, we have a strategic plan. No, you have a set of goals. A strategic plan is how are you going to implement all of that? What are the actions you're going to take? What are the timelines? Who's doing what? Really, a strategic plan has a lot more than just goals. So goals are important, but building the system and building good habits that allow you to reach those goals are much more important. And that's where we're at right now. That's where you're at right now. It's so cool. Let's talk about habits for a second. What habit is upstream from other good things that can happen? Hint, hint, hint. How about a fixed, dedicated 15-minute a week BD time? Mo Bunnell, who has a great book called The Snowball System, buy that book, read it, follow Mo, great stuff. He calls that 15-minute session or the business development session that you do with yourself, a meeting with yourself, and you put it on your calendar, meeting with self, once a week, 15 minutes. It's kind of cute, but there's nobody else in the room. This is you dedicating time to you and dedicating time to your success. Monetarily, making partner, more and better clients, better referral networks. The way to do that, the good BD habit that's upstream of all of that happening is this. And to get a little bit kind of Deepak Chopra on you, James Clear talks about this in Atomic Habits, another great book to buy. New York Times #1 bestseller. James Clear, Atomic Habits. And he, says, let's reflect on who's the person I want to be. What gets me there? And what are the habits and systems that reinforce the person that I want to be? And you could say, just substitute person with lawyer. What is the lawyer I want to be? What gets me there? What are the habits and systems that'll help me be that lawyer? It's great to project into your future and then move towards that. And I hope that I'm helping you do that. I like the little tagline, 1% change per day, small actions, remarkable results. In the book, he says, if you do a 1% change per day, by the end of the year, you'll be 37 times better. Not 37%, 37 times. Yes, that's like, oh my God, Doug, that's too big. Don't talk to me about that. Let's go back to that 2-minute session. Hey, 1% a day. You're already doing it. This session right here is your 1%. Check. Going to Starbucks,